Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, your tarot fairy godmother. It's Thursday. That means we're going to do the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. So, yesterday was Valentine's Day. Love it, hate it, whatever it was. And of course, the newsletter comes out every Wednesday. So, what was I going to write about? The title is A Message of Love. I talked a little bit about the history of Valentine's Day, but also different aspects of love and how love shows up in the cards and love magic and all kinds of stuff. So there is a link in the description to go to my website. You can read the newsletters. You can subscribe there so that you get the newsletter in your inbox every Wednesday. We do a different topic every Wednesday, and then we come on here and do readings about that topic. So this week we're doing readings on love. That can be any kind of love. Romantic love, spiritual love, love for your country, love for your friends, love having to do with the hobbies or the things that you enjoy, any kind of love at all. That's what we're going to do. I see a lot of questions here already. So let's get on over to CardCam. And you can see that I am using the indie version of Ciro Marchetti's Tarot Grand Lux. All right. Here we go. I will take these in the order that I see them. And of course, a special shout out to the members and to the moderators. And if you're here for the first time and you want to ask a question, you must subscribe. You will be able to chat in the chat as soon as you subscribe, but the chat is limited to subscribers. All right, starting off with Jeannie Mnuchin. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you so much. You are up first. I just want to say hi to Angelic Michelle, who can't stay but wanted to say hi. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you, Michelle. Thanks for stopping by. We love you. All right. So here we are. I'm shuffling here. All right, Jeannie. In spite of myself and all my self-warnings, I had a difficult Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, which I spent alone. My life has been marked by a lot of isolation, which I've not been able to break out of, in spite of my searches for community and newfound interest in finding partnership late in life. What has been the purpose of this alone time, and how and when will I find more connections? What a great question. That is, thank you for laying that out. I'm so sorry you're going through that. It does not sound like fun. However, I think the way that you are, the way that you're processing it and phrasing it feels really good and healthy. All right, so let's see. The purpose of this alone time. So there's historic alone time. And the purpose for the historic alone time, I believe, has been creative germination. You are a haver of wonderful and unique ideas, and I don't necessarily think that would be the case if you had been like the most social. So historically, it's really about that creative germination. Most recently, when you've gone out of your way in some very significant ways to try to be more social, most recently, Seven of Coins reversed. You know, I don't know that there is a spiritual reason for it as much as sort of a mundane reason that it takes time. It takes time to change that energy. It takes time to meet the right people. And, you know, you are a person who just like, you can say, well, gee, I'd like to be around people. But as much as you love all people, there's a lot of people you really don't want to spend too much time with. And I'm not saying that as a criticism. I'm the same way. Where, yes, we love all people, but when we're talking about spending time with people, it's got to be the right energy, or it really doesn't feel good. And finding people with the right energy can be hard. So for now, please be patient with the process. The universe has heard you. You have ordered from the menu. You want friends. You want a relationship. That's all good. You want collaborators. The universe has heard you. It's in the kitchen making the order. And I don't mean to sound gaslighty because I know this is hard. Like, be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient for how freaking long? I don't know. But the cards really do advise that you have to see it and be patient. Don't give up. Don't give up. Oh, and how and when will you find more connections? Let's do that piece as well. How and when will you find more connections? Oh, soon, like even within the next season. Look at that. All of the heartache, all of the unfairness, all of the unreturned energy is not going to matter when you have the right people around you. It's coming soon. It could be like within the next season. Seriously, be open. It's coming. And how do you do it? Just stay positive, stay open, keep looking, keep trying. Don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. Mediha Ness, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. It has been a series of towers lately, as you know. This has been one of the most difficult times of my life. I hope nothing tops it. I'm so sorry, so sorry. At the same time, it's been an amazing time to have support from my friends. Friends that I love but have a hard time seeing frequently because of usual life business. They all came out to give us love and logic. This was a difficult Valentine's, but full of love. Wow, wow. Thank you for sharing all of that. Yeah, got it. How will my little one's school issue result with the current school? So if I remember correctly, we've got a young son, like first grade or something, who's been having bullying issues. We're going to take him out of that school. I think that's right. We have 3 options: his old school, neighborhood, and an Episcopal school. Which do you see to be better for him? He is my Valentine. And thank you for being here, and thank you for using members-only emojis. We really appreciate you. Okay, so you all know how I like to do choosing, right? 3 options. Old school, 3 of Pentacles reversed. Neighborhood, Knight of Wands reversed. The Episcopal school, the Hermit reversed. So far be it for me to advocate for Christian religious education. There's a lot of reasons that I would not advocate for that. Although, to be fair, I went to a fundamentalist Christian high school in the 70s. It wasn't as bad back then. And it was the right school for me at the right time. It really was. If financially it works, I think you should look at the Episcopalian school. And here's my theory. As like toxic religious stuff goes, the Episcopalians aren't as bad as some. I will say that. I think the quality of education will be there, but I think the quality of compassion and communication and social connection is more likely to be there at the Episcopal school than the other 2 schools. So if you can work that out, and if that feels good to you, that's the one I'm leaning toward. Go figure. All right. Nalini, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. You're up next. I do want to remind all of you, we have class tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing tarot card combinations, how the cards work together. I know this is a topic we've talked about before, but you can never talk too much about this topic. It was requested that we do it again, and so we shall tonight, 7 p.m. I hope you join us. Of course, you can always watch the replay if not, but I hope you can be with us live. All right, Nalini, may I please have a message of love from the universe? Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Wow, this is so fun. I love this. Y'all know that there is a particular card that I literally interpret as a message of love. And y'all know what that card is, right? It is the very card that I just pulled at random, literally at random, When Nalini asked, may I please have a message of love from the universe? It is the Page of Cups, and that is a very beautiful Page of Cups in this deck. So Nalini asks for a message of love, and what does she get? Literally a message of love, which on one hand is like, so what do you do with that as a reader? On the other hand, it just gives me like, oh, I love that feeling. So what is the message of love? Love is all around you. Love is within you. Your ancestors love you. Spirit loves you. Animals love you. The water loves you. The oceans love you. Everybody loves you. Love is all around you. And you have been taught that love is something that it's not, and that love requires something that it doesn't. I just feel like you have had people around you who are like, well, if you love me, you would do this. Which can be very manipulative. And so I think it's been hard for you to know the difference between love and manipulation in certain relationships. But you have the essence of love very clearly within you and around you. The message of love is and always yours. Wow. Ness, I hear you, right? I'm not a Christian either, but I do appreciate the good values they hold. Yeah. And I think it could work. I think it could work. Absolutely. All right, Mix You Here. Michelle, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Am I meant to find a romantic life partner, or should I accept that I'm not meant for that and get on with my life? Not a poor me question, but legit, maybe romantic love isn't my path and I should focus elsewhere. And the thing is, like, I've seen people in their 70s be like, yeah, no, it was never for me, but I've just met someone, it is for me now. So whether or not you think it's for you, whether or not you're looking for it, if it's going to find you, it's going to find you. I was certainly not looking when I found IT John, or he found me. So, you know, love has a way of finding us when we're not looking for it. So I do not think you have to be looking for it to find it, first of all. Now, do we think that you will have a romantic life partner at some point in your life? I do. I do. And King of Coins does not specifically speak to a gender. And I think this is interesting because if you think about it, King would be masculine, coins would be feminine. So it could be male, female, non-binary. I don't know. And I don't think that's really going to matter. But the answer is yes, I do think you will have a partner. So what do you do about that now in your currently unpartnered and perhaps frustrated state? What do you do about that now? The Five of Swords reversed. Here's the deal. Lean into your single life and enjoy your single life. Build a single life that is enviable and fabulous. And that way, when the person comes to take you away from that single life, or to join that single life where now you're not single, they have to be of such a quality that you're willing to welcome them into your already fabulous life. Does that mean like you should be looking or not looking? Look or don't look. It doesn't matter. Because in a way, you're always looking for love. You're doing volunteer work. You sing. You go out and play games with your friends. You're always looking for love. All of that is love. Will it ultimately be a romantic love for you? I really do believe it. And I think just keep on doing what you're doing, and it'll happen when it happens. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. Martha Vink, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I've always believed, along with the poets and the prophets, that love can change the world. Yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah, you and I are completely aligned in this and have always been. How can I revamp romantic feelings toward my girlfriend? I hope I'm just so burned out that it's affecting everything, but I also wonder if it is specific to that relationship. And I mean, there are so many good things in that relationship, but I know that you've had questions there before, and I understand that. So let's take a look and see what we see. So when we look at this relationship with your girlfriend, the thing is, I feel like there's not always an honest flow of conversation, because I think sometimes in this relationship, she can sort of question your choices. And I mean, that happens in every relationship. I understand that. I'm not making her bad. But I feel like the two of you have not learned how to communicate about or talk about the difficult things or the things that you don't agree on. I feel like you haven't found ways to do that. So you're kind of avoiding. You are avoiding hard conversations. And I don't think that's your fault, because I think she's really bad at those hard conversations. Maybe you are too. And so I think what you have to do is start being willing and able to have those hard conversations, maybe with a counselor, maybe in a particular environment, but to have those hard conversations where you can really be honest with each other. And I think if you can do that, you'll know if this is a relationship you're going to move forward with or not. But I think that's what the sticking point is right now. That's my guess. Let me know what you think. Oh, Nalini, that was beautiful and so true. Thank you. Yeah, that one really got me too. And that's the thing as readers. When we develop a relationship with the cards will speak to us in very special ways. And that reading for Nalini was super special. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, Barbie Bird, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I'd love to get support advice on romantic love from my spirit guides. I have a sense someone is on their way to me. Yay, am I right? If so, will I recognize it when I find it? That's such an interesting question. Will I recognize it when I find it? Because in a way we do and in a way we don't. And it's not until we look back that we can really say I did or I didn't. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay, so is someone on their way to me being you? I think you're working out the career stuff first. I feel like on the list of things, you're really trying to get the work and career direction straight. And you're also trying to get good at avoiding the bad ones. Like there could be something on the way to you that could be really attractive, but definitely not long-term material. So be careful. Do we see a good one coming for you? I think it will happen. Absolutely, yes. Yes, I think it will happen. But in terms of timing, I want you to be patient and I want you to be really judicious. I'm not worried about Barbie. I'm not worried that the right one won't come for you. I'm worried that the wrong one will come for you and you'll grab onto that, and so you'll be busy and miss the right one. Now, that said, obviously, if the right one is the one that comes next, you have to be strong enough to identify it and not be like, well, the tarot reader said it wouldn't be this one, so I have to let you go even though you're perfect. Don't do that. You have to make your own choices. But it may take a minute and it may not be the next one. That's what I'm saying. And in the meanwhile, I think you're doing a lot around work and career stuff that is going to move you forward and will play a role in creating the life that you will have with your partner. All right, Ben Libra does tarot. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a new moderator. We really appreciate you. Thanks for using members only emojis. Hey, you're up next. Feedback from Barbie. Yeah, I've been single for 8 years, so I'm hella confused by men, to be honest. Yeah, well, I mean, years ago, I read a book, and I don't know which book. It might have been Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or one of those. But it was discussing the idea that if we're talking about heterosexual relationships, cisgender men, cisgender women, two different cultures. There's male culture and there's female culture. And so whenever a man and a woman communicate, it's always cross-cultural communication. I don't know if I truly believe that or not, but it stuck with me. Like, I read that 30 years ago and it stuck with me. And so, on some level, Barbie, I just don't know. I don't know that anyone understands anyone. Ben dates men. Single for 10 years, and men confuse me too. Right. So that would not be the cross-cultural thing, because, so maybe relationships are just confusing. It's just so hard, right? That's what Barbie says. Joyous Ocean, good to see you. Love the newsletter. Well, thank you. Okay, so Ben, here we go. Having dispelled the idea that it's easier for men to communicate with men and women to communicate with men, what shall we see now? Trying to be more open to create space for love, perhaps the one or a few options, always good to have a few options, to come into my life. How am I doing? How are you doing at creating that space for love? And that's a hard thing, and it's an interesting thing. If your tarot fairy godmother were your tarot fairy school marm, I'd give you a C+. But I don't even know that y'all grade the way we grade here, so I don't even know if that matters. So slightly above average, but not the best. I feel like you're getting there, but I feel like when you think about having a relationship, Ben, there's something. I don't know if it's about someone from the past that you're not over. I don't know if it's about some belief that you're not enough, that you're not attractive enough. I don't know if it's around, being raised in a world that is by default assumptive. The default assumption is that you should date women. And I know, when you grow up and you are the default, it's very different than when you grow up and you're not the default. And so I don't know if that's part of it, but there is something. There is something deeply within you, my friend, that just needs a little magic around it to release, so that you can recognize what a fantastic catch you are. That's the thing. And I'm going to share this with you because the only way that I knew you was here and, talking with you on Zoom a few times. And I have known that at certain times you're not confident in yourself. Well, that's true for all of us. I could say that to anyone. But that's something that I think is true about you or has been true. And then watching you in action at StarCon and just recognizing how smart, how gracious, what a good energy you have. And you're pretty easy on the eyes too. So there's that. So you are the whole freaking package, Ben. And whatever it is in the past that made you think that you are not the whole freaking package needs to go the heck away now. That's what I have to say. Let me know what you think. So there that is. All right. Rose, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I'd like a Valentine message for the confident, capable part of me. Oh, this is good. This is really, really good. Oh my gosh. Okay, Rose. A Valentine message from the confident, capable part of me to the part of me that is peeking around the corner at an empowered, loving life. A card for guidance, please, no swords. My friend, it will be the card that it is. And let's not be afraid of the swords. All right. Here we go. What does the confident, capable part of you want that more vulnerable part of you to know? Ha, it's not swords. Ha, Hermit reversed, and then the King of Swords. Make friends with the swords. What are the swords? Communication and truth. Make friends with the truth. And recognize that you are doing that. You are on your journey. You have been on your journey for a long time, but you are finding real truth and you are finding real connection, and you are coming to that place of an empowered, loving life. You are already on your way. That's what you need to know. You're already on that journey. All right. Kimmy's Divination Station, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You feel like the downer in the crowd today. I think there's a few people here who are going through it. I don't think you're alone, but I am sorry you're going through it. And here it is. I am heartbroken. My daughter didn't want to spend her birthday with me, so the rest of the family went without me. That's a hard dynamic. I'm very upset at her father, who also did nothing for me for Valentine's Day. Well, and I wonder, and I don't know what the family dynamic is, but I feel like that person, the daughter's father, is part of what's creating that difficult dynamic. So there's not a specific question here, but I think I can work with this as a question. Diana's going to fight you. Diana is the designated downer here, so she's going to fight you for that title, my friend. Okay, so here we are. As regards your daughter, I want to say your daughter is dealing with some issues. Like, I wonder if there's some mental health stuff going on there. I wonder if there's some, cyclical behavioral stuff going on there. I think the key with that is to recognize that, I'm going to give you lyrics. Not dead lyrics, but Dylan lyrics, recognizing that Grateful Dylan is a thing. For those of us that toured in the 1980s, there was always a Dylan song in the Grateful Dead's, usually first set, sometimes second set, but usually first. And Dylan toured with the Dead for quite some time. So I'm going to give you a Dylan lyric as regards the thing with your daughter. Don't speak too soon, for the wheels still in spin. For the times they are a-changin', right? Allow this. This is a situation, and it hurts you right now. It hurts you right now. And that's okay. I'm not saying it shouldn't hurt you. It would hurt me too. But the wheel is still in spin, and that's what you need to know with your daughter. With this larger family dynamic, here's what I'm gonna say, and please correct me if I don't have it right, but I feel like there's this larger family dynamic where you always get to be the fall guy, where you always get to be the one with the problem, or the one with the issue, or the identified patient, or the one who can handle it, or the one who can fix it. So sometimes you're way above because you're the only one who can fix it, or you're the only one who can handle it, and sometimes you're at the bottom because you're the one with all the problems. And this is a family dynamic that you did not create, although I wonder how long it's been going on. What do you do about that? Don't let other people or other social or relationship dynamics define you. Get with the people that you care about. Get with the people that are willing to be with you and understand you and see you, and remember who you are. Do not let your sense of self be defined by a young person's development or a dynamic that wasn't created by you. And I think if you do more of this, and I know you know how to Three of Cups, if you do more of this, that will naturally change the dynamic to some extent. I hope that helps. Okay. Very good, and thank you for your feedback. Here's Ben's feedback. Wow, thank you. I'm blushing now. But also, yeah, still trying to get out from some negative ideas too. Need to work on releasing the BS. And, Ben, I am literally old enough to be your mother, maybe your grandmother, maybe. And I can tell you that it comes off in layers, man. It does. Like, we always have to work to be peeling that away and to not acquire more over time. So you are not alone here. You are not alone here. It's just interesting with that judgment card. It feels like it's like you just have to, and then it changes. It does feel that way. All righty. Kimmy, spot on. Okay, good. Good. So sorry for what you're going through. Yuck. All right. Allie Mammon, this is a great question. How do I love my body, and how do I take care of it, and how do I love myself enough to start introducing productive habits? Man, these are great questions. And like so many of these questions and answers are things that could apply to any of us in certain measure and at certain times, right? So in terms of loving your body, honestly, you have to do things that feel good. There's a sexuality piece there. It's okay to eat delicious food, but there's a lot of healthy, delicious food that you can eat. And then there's exercise, there's dance, there's yoga, there's exercise. All of those things, you have to be active in your body, and you have to learn about your body and how your body works. And how do you love yourself enough to start introducing productive habits? Interesting. I think, I don't believe these two cards have been coming up reversed. This is the second time together. That's so interesting. I don't think that the fact that you don't have those productive habits now is necessarily a sign of lack of self-love. I think a lot of it is education, and I think a lot of it is like there's shame. So like if you do the thing, like, okay, so on Wednesday you get up and go to the gym. There's your productive habit. And you did it, and so now I have to do it on Thursday too, or I have to do it on Friday too, and it just weighs. And so I feel like congratulate yourself every time you do a good thing. But do not be hard on yourself every day you stay in bed and don't get to the gym. Do not be hard on yourself when you don't. Just be loving toward yourself and congratulatory toward yourself when you do. That's what I think. Oh, Joyous Ocean, that's so sweet. I love the questions and answers. I love listening to all of it. I learned so much on these lives, right? Because when we're all sharing, we all have commonality, and so we learn from each other. That's exactly right. We might learn about the cards, but we're also learning about life. All right, Diana Price, here we are. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Weird mood, sorry. I've also been really isolated for a long time. Had a thought I needed to move back to my hometown to be with people I know. Would I find love there, either romantically or platonically? If you move to your hometown, what sort of love would be there for you? Yeah. I think you definitely have itchy feet and want to go somewhere or do something, but maybe it's just a trip. Maybe it's not a full-on move, and I'm not sure back to the hometown is really where you want to go. I think there's a reason you're not there right now. So I know you are thinking about next steps. I know you're thinking about what you want to do. But I also know that wherever you go, you've got the energy to attract to yourself whatever you want to need wherever you go. So I don't think it's necessarily about going somewhere, or it could be, but wherever you go, it's about blooming where you're planted. And I'm not thrilled with your hometown for you. I'm not. All right. Smile Soul 20, good afternoon. So good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Adrija, so good to see you. Man, I really thought that you would have been matched by now. I am so sorry. Is there a good match coming up in this 2024? Otherwise, am I meant to be single? It's all good. Well, it would certainly save you some heartache and anxiety to just be single. So let's see what happens. Adrija, just be single. Nah. I forget who I was talking to early on. I don't even know if you were on when I was doing this, but it's a similar vibe. Oh, it was Mixuair, Michelle. The idea of enjoying your life as a single person, but also looking for love. But I think for you, when something doesn't work, it's really hard. Like each and every time it feels like you're losing the love of your life. It's hard for you to just, dust your shoulders off and move on. And I think that's the thing you got to work on. I feel like you get too attached for too long to the wrong people. And you have to give them a chance. You absolutely do. And the wrong people each have something right about them. You're good. The people who are very wrong, like you're good at just like, no, you're great at that. But the people where there could be something, I think you give them a chance as you should, but then you get attached and you give them more chances probably beyond the point that you should. And that, I think, is where the problem is. I'm so sorry. Okay. Diana, well, that's food for thought, but I feel like it could make a good and cheap home base. Well, good and cheap home base is good, but I thought you had one of those where like 20 people came out for tarot. Did that not happen? I'm confused. I'm sure there's worse places in the world to be. I would just, if you go there, go without the expectations from the past. Like, go there like you're a stranger. Seriously. Oh, Rose, thank you for the powerful and healing reading. Well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, and thanks for your kind words. All right, here we go. Let's see who's next. Hang on one second. Even cheaper, but they all seem to know each other, and I'm still on the outside. Yeah, I hear that. That takes time, though. Oh, and back to, this is a feedback from Barbie that I hadn't seen before. What I'm gathering is I will not think of love because my work is taking up space, which sucks because I don't really want to think about it anymore. Sorry. Joyous Ocean. I am comfortable with the love that is growing with ease with R. I am walking in consciously and openly. Nice. Am I being too skeptical? I think you're trying to be aware in all ways. I feel like I'm focused on love in all areas, and R fits comfortably with my passions for family and sees me. So what do I think about R? So far so good. I do wonder. I have questions, but so far so good. I don't think you're being too skeptical, though. I think you should keep yourself a little skeptical. You can be open and skeptical at the same time, and thus you should be. But Diana, would you be less of an outsider in your hometown? That's the question. We're going to do this. Diana, if you went to your hometown, would you feel like less of an outsider? Would you feel at home in your hometown? See, I don't think so. I think it would be weird. I think you would feel like, oh my gosh, I really don't belong here. So I would just be careful. Okay. Right, and back to the communication thing. Human communication is a challenge with or without gender. We often believe words mean the same things and right, so far from the truth. That's true, absolutely. Oh, 64, Amy Penn. I am so sorry I skipped you. So good to see you. Yeah, love for you and your daughter. Okay. And I know there's issues there. Your daughter is really caught in a situation where she needs a lot of healing. And instead of reaching for healing, she reaches for excuses for the pain, right? She's trying to find the reasons for the pain rather than trying to find the healing. And so she's in a place where I think she's seeing you as the cause, which happens, and okay, we all give our kids something to tell a therapist. I think she's trying to hold you accountable for things that just don't make sense. But that's where she's at, and it's big and it's heavy and it's not comfortable for her and it's not comfortable for you. How does love show up in all of this? Honestly, it is that unconditional love that mothers have, where you have to love her unconditionally even when she's saying that you don't. But you can't go out of your way to try to prove it. You have to have boundaries because she's being hurtful. So you need to recognize that. You have always loved her unconditionally. Each and every moment for all of her life, you have always done the best you can for her. Always and every minute. Always done the best you can with what you have. And you have to love her, but you can't do that in a way that causes you damage. How about that? Oh, Diana, that's interesting. Those are interesting. Well, Joyous Ocean, the problem with the Sun card for a man especially is it can talk about that charisma that does not allow room for other people to shine. So that's what you have to watch out for there. Okay, so Amy, let me know what you think about that. Ah, spot on. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay. So I love that hybrid idea, Diana. That's really interesting. Okay, did I skip anyone else? I feel like I have come to the end of the list, but I've already skipped one person, so I might have skipped somebody else. So if I skipped you, or if you're here and have not yet requested, it is last call for readings, y'all, and I am sorry if I did skip you. It's never intentional. I want to thank you all so much for being here. Of course, please do subscribe to the newsletter. There's also a link right in the description to book a reading with me. Please feel free to do that whenever you're ready. And I do hope that you join us tonight for class. Oh, baby cakes, good to see you. I've been working on working myself more than others, but slowly I feel ready to love someone. Is relationship in the cards for me this year? Also, my brother, when is love and relationship coming for your brother? Okay, good. So relationship for you this year, I think it really could be. I think it really, really could be. Should you, because we were just talking about, can the sun talk about like too much charisma, not enough substance? It can, but it doesn't have to. It can also talk about happiness. So with the Page of Cups, I feel better about it. So yeah, I think love can come for you this year. And for your brother, I feel like your brother has some things he has to work through first. I feel like he is in a place of healing. I do. All right. Working on loving yourself more than others, which is appropriate, baby cakes. That is appropriate. But I do think love is coming for you. I think your brother has some things to work on first. All right, my friends. Again, last call for readings, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. A special shout out, of course, to the members and moderators. Really appreciate you. We will be back tonight. The link is already up, 7 p.m. Please do join us. Bring your tarot cards. We're going to have some fun. We will talk about how cards impact each other. And we just saw that. The sun with like the Ten of Swords versus the Sun with the Page of Cups. Two entirely different things, right? You just saw that. That's the kind of stuff we'll be talking about this evening. I will look forward to seeing you then. In the meanwhile, thank you so much for being here. Take really good care and have a great day.